Social Life Podcast. I'm Deanna Miller, marketing director, co-founder.
You confused?
And coffee that I want to drink. So,
abrupt off.
I know. I was like, God, this sucks. He's like,
Everybody,
kind of.
oh, don't get me started about brunch. We got a long ways to go before I can get brunch.
Well, we'll probably be done after brunch is over.
Oh, man.
So we'll just have to head to our huge spot, Salt Creek Grill.
Hey.
For some beverages.
Hey, I'm happy about that.
Hey.
That's if it doesn't start raining. Shh. It has been raining.
It's supposed to rain again. Wait, I'm gonna look
waterlogged.
It's supposed to rain 1 to 4 p.m. That's very specific. This app is. Anyway, speaking of apps, Nate, would you like to talk about what you've been working on?
Yeah, we are currently.
While I eat my apple.
Well, we're already on Droid. We're already on the Android Google Play. So if you have a Droid, go ahead and put in starksocial.com/droid, and you can get the new fancy app, which has all of Deanna. It's mostly Deanna.
It's just me talking.
All the webinars that you've done over the last 3 years.
Oh well, that's me and Mike.
Yeah.
And Julie now.
And then our podcast, and the beauty of it.
More of me talking.
I talk too. I'm talking right now. Yeah. It has the show notes right in there, so you don't have to go to the website or anything like that. And you get notifications when we post a show. Also, we put the podcast on Tuesday on the app versus Wednesday on the regular feed. Boom. Commercial.
Early. It's like
hashtag ad.
Hashtag ad. Nobody paid you to say that, though. So... We have a lot going on. We have currently we're in the middle of a webinar series. We're getting our apps launched. We're getting ready. To set ourselves up to do some really cool Facebook Live stuff. So if you haven't had enough of me talking about social media and stuff,
I can listen to you all day.
Oh, that's not true. You wear headphones all day. So funny. So today, one of the questions that came up. It comes up pretty frequently, but one of the questions that came up this last week after I was done with teaching some stuff was I just started my social media presence. So I just signed up for a Facebook business page, a Twitter page, a Facebook page. I'm at like 3 followers on everything.
So they're noobs.
They're new, fresh and shiny. So it's like
fresh meat.
How do I get to the point where I've got that 100 followers? And especially on a Facebook business page, you have to have a certain amount of followers so that you can start looking at insights and all that stuff. And with a lot of reporting tools, you can't start looking at the reporting stuff until you've been able to get some followers. So we're going to talk about that today.
It's not fun.
It's not fun. So if you have just gotten started with your social media presence, or you've been doing it for a while and you're still like, I have like 5 followers.
That sound was the best.
Do you like that sound? I feel like I missed my calling in voiceover work. Maybe. Anyway. So we're going to get started with Twitter because Twitter is in and of itself, it's kind of like...
Is that an annoyance with Twitter?
I'm so annoyed with Twitter.
You're just like, Twitter.
Well, because I think that like I've had a really rough week with Twitter ads for clients. And it's mostly because their tool is just so super rigid. And
their tool is a tool.
Their tool is totes a tool. And I have to go to a separate page. So it's like I can't just be on Twitter. I have to go to twitter.ads.something else to get to the Twitter ads. And I can't, if I have multiple clients, like I can't just log in and like I can with Business Manager on Facebook and look at all the ads. I have to like go to log into one Twitter account, log into another Twitter account. So it's a little frustrating. But Twitter is a really easy and fun way to connect with potential clients, potential audience members for your business, regardless of what your business is. So I really, really like it. I've been doing a lot of research to grow Twitters because we've started to have a lot of clients who are very Facebook heavy and not getting a lot of return. So we're looking at other areas where we can grow their social presence.
Yeah, you don't want to fight that Facebook algorithm, man.
Well, no, you do. You do. You don't want to not do anything on Facebook. And I think that's like the big thing is that people are like, oh, well, the algorithm sucks, so I'm just going to like ditch it. Don't ditch it. Don't do it.
Awkward pause.
Anyway, so for Twitter, it is a little bit tough to get those first 100 followers. So that's going to be our focus today is the first 100 followers. How do you get that? Well, the first big way you can do that is Audio Guru says money. I say no. The first thing you can do, and a lot of people are gun shy about it because they don't necessarily want to bug people through their email lists or their contact lists, but connect your contact list. If you have Gmail or Outlook or any Yahoo, AOL, I guess people still use that.
Yahoo, AOL?
Yeah.
Man,
I know, right?
you definitely knew before.
Well, no. Do you know? I have like a ton of people who have Yahoo mails. I have not had a Yahoo email since Monkey was born 10 years ago. So I switched. I made the switch. But you want to connect your contacts list, and what that does is it gives you. It says here's everybody that you have in your email list that has a Twitter handle, and so then what you do is you follow all those people. It's amazing.
That's a good idea.
I know.
Very
all right.
easy.
We're done. Then I'm finished.
Peace out.
All right, that's it. But so that's a really good way to do it. And so then I've actually I suggested that to one person and they were super excited and amazed. They were like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I could do that. And yes, you can. Harass your friends and family. That's what they're there for. If you have clients...
Like that time you sold at Amway, harass your friends and family.
Oh, I did Melaleuca.
Did
actually.
you? I didn't.
I did. Jonan was little and I was like, I need money. Melaleuca sounds great. And it's so funny because I actually really liked the products. Like I loved the products. It was great. Yeah. Anyway, it's not a commercial for Melaleuca. I don't still sell products for them. Anyway. So harass your friends and family. It's perfectly okay. And the other upside to it is if you're using a contact list for potential clients or past clients or people that might be in your sales funnel, it shows them that you're making an effort to expand your online presence, which is definitely super important, especially if they're on the fence about using you. Someone said to me, well, what if it's... if I have no followers and it makes me look stupid. and my response to that is...
That's a poor attitude.
That is. You need to go to like shape up your attitude boot camp, buddy. No. So that's... no. So what it does though is if you absolutely have no presence, you spin it good.
That's whip it. That's whip it.
Yeah, no, I know, but I was using the song.
Got it.
It was like a parody.
Okay.
Thanks for playing. All right. Nate's totally fired. But so, yeah, I really wouldn't worry about it. You spin it with an email and say like, hey, guys, guess what? I'm on Twitter. If you haven't already followed me, I really would love it and appreciate it if you'd follow me. I'm looking to grow my presence to increase brand awareness for all my future clients. Look at that. Scripts and dialogues.
Boom.
Copy it. I don't care. The next thing is, so I really love the people that I engage with sometimes because they like, snark-tasticness. So then I was like, what if I have no friends? I have no email list. I have nothing. I started a Twitter. So I started doing some research over the last couple months and I found this tool called Social Quaint. And Social Quaint is an automation. So I'm not like a huge fan of automation, but basically what it does is it sends your profile to users that might be interested in your tweets. So you sign up. There is I think they still offer a free trial. It's like 7 or 14 days or something. But they offer a free trial. And basically you put in the parameters of what you're looking for, and then they deliver followers to you. It's different than why I recommend it. If you're like, I don't want to email my friends, this is stupid. You can try Social Quaint because it's different from buying likes, because buying likes or followers means that you're just getting bots, and bots are bad. Right, Nate?
Dude, you don't want bots.
You don't want bots. Bots are bad.
Well, bots will not buy your product or be a client or anything.
Well, and then they fall off over time.
Correct.
And then, so all of the social media channels, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, they do sweeps for bots quarterly. So if you have like, let's say you paid for 2,500 followers. Let's just example. Jesus, audio guru. Great. I lost my train. Anyway.
Talking about sweeps for bots.
So if you have like 20...
I in my mind, I just picture like stormtroopers, like looking for the droids.
Dun, dun,
like in
dun.
Star Wars.
Yeah. These are not the droids you're looking for.
Twitter be like, actually.
Twitter's all. So here's what happened to a client. And it's like, frustrating. So say you buy 2,500 followers and you're like, that's a solid number. I look like a pro. Well, then Twitter does a sweep for bots. And let's say you lose 500 followers. So then what happens is Twitter, with its natural algorithm, says, so you lost 500 followers. You're not very good at what you're doing. So we're just not going to deliver your tweets.
Uh-oh.
So your tweets are then sitting there in your Twitter feed, not being delivered to a potential feed of like a gajillion people.
Gajillion. That's a real number.
It is a serious number. Gajillion. Trust me. Facts. Nothing but the facts.
All right. So basically you get put in Twitter jail.
Right. So then, I mean, it's basically like your tweets are still there. People who follow you, who choose to follow you, will see your tweets delivered in whatever form or fashion that they come through. But what they're not going to be done is they're not going to be organically delivered to people who might potentially be interested in your Twitter. So it's a rough road. It's harder to grow it than it is to just buy it. But to be honest, it's so much better because it's the work and reward type of program.
So you're saying you can't juke the stats?
You can try, but then you have to be constantly buying likes. So then the next thing you know, you're like at like 50,000 likes, and people are like, that real estate agent in Hoboken, New Jersey.
50.
Really? 50,000 likes?
50,000, huh?
There's not even 50,000 people in Hoboken. Is there? I don't know. Maybe.
Is that a real town?
Hoboken?
Yeah.
Yeah, for shizzle.
All right.
That's a real town.
If you're real, tweet at us.
Yeah.
At starksocial.com.
At Stark Social.
Prove it.
No, Hoboken's totally real because I have one of my college roommates was from Jersey and she was from Cherry Hill. And when we drove through Hoboken to get somewhere, I had like a big like laugh out loud moment because I was like, you hear about it, but you don't even realize it's a real town.
You guys just insulted every Frank Sinatra lover in the country.
I didn't. He did.
This is what I do.
He doesn't.
I just there's like a ton of Frank Sinatra people now are triggered.
I know. We're gonna get.
They're gonna protest it.
People from Hoboken are gonna show up on my doorstep. Great. The massive influx of Jerseyans.
Like, I like Frank. I didn't know where he was from.
Wow. I don't even know you. I can't even talk to you right now.
Oh, you guys are all mad.
Look at you. I don't have a big enough coffee mug to hide behind. Anyway. So those are some good things that you can do to grow your Twitter, to get your 100 followers. I think that with a little bit of effort, which you will be able to grow that first 100 followers in no time. I think the first 100 is kind of a hurdle for a lot of people. They think that it's like, if I don't have 100, then I'm clearly failing.
Right.
But I think it's not that hard to do. And then the other thing you can do is also incorporate advertising. If you have a budget for it, I know a lot of people don't, and that's okay. But like I said, I say in all my webinars and podcasts and trainings is you can start small, $20, and go hurt nobody. And you can go that direction. So $20, you could do a increased followers advertisement along with your using your contacts and social acquaintance stuff like that. Just don't buy followers.
Boom.
I will find you. Okay, so Instagram seems to be tougher lately since Facebook changed. It's always Facebook. Since Facebook changed the way that they're delivering the feed. So what you've seen over the last 6 months-ish is Facebook toss their algorithm into the Instagram algorithm. So the more likes, the more comments, the more reshares, the more likely your content is going to be seen. And that is a little bit intimidating to somebody who's just getting started, because it's hard to get that traction. It's kind of like the issues that people have with Facebook
Yes.
is getting the traction.
Traction.
You've seen a big difference in our Instagram, though.
Yes.
And what did I do to change that, Nathan?
Hashtags.
Hashtags.
You're very pleased with yourself right now.
I am very pleased with myself. So basically, what I figured out is that hashtags are like engagement gold, like little nuggets of engagement gold.
Yes.
You can quote me on it. So the anatomy of a hashtag is really funny because people have some frustrations about hashtags, and basically hashtags are search terms, and those search terms are we talked about this before? RSS.
Aha.
Oh, look at sometimes stuff
I want to
six.
say that. I want to say that's like the 5th episode.
We
I'd
did
have
a
to look it up.
podcast all about RSS, didn't we?
Let me open up the app.
Okay.
And I'll.
But just quick, I want you to
Keep
do.
talking on-
no,
keep
but I
talking.
want you to tell us what an RSS feed is and why Instagram is like that, or why the hashtags is
Oh,
that way.
so yeah, the hashtag connects everything together. So when you click it, anyone who has that hashtag, you can see every tweet or message or post that has that hashtag. So it's sort of like a thread that connects everything. So
Right.
that's why you'll see, like TV shows, and they'll throw out a hashtag that's about a certain thing. Like when we watch Survivor, it'll be like,
I was just gonna say Survivor.
it'll give a hashtag, and basically if you're watching the show live and you put that hashtag in, it's almost like a big chat room that just was created.
Right. So that's really exciting. So we have already covered Twitter, getting 100 followers on Twitter, a couple tips on how to do that. We have started to talk about Instagram.
It is the 5th episode. How to up your RSS game. That was a fun one.
That was fun because I was like,
It's in the early days.
I don't even know.
Quality wasn't as the sound quality wasn't as good.
Well, and
Audio Guru has fixed that.
we were drinking a lot during those podcasts as well. So it was a lot more fun. Anywho's it's. So we have talked about our new app. So if you haven't gotten it yet, go download it. We have talked about Twitter, how to grow your Twitter. We started talking about Instagram with hashtags. When we come back, we are going to finish talking about how to grow your Instagram following with a few tips and things that I think are important, as well as we're going to talk about the all-powerful Facebook. Facebook. Anyway, so if you are, grab yourself a glass of wine, a beer, maybe you've got a snifter of brandy. I don't know. If you're driving,
They're
pull over.
fancy.
I know they're fancy.
You got your monocle and your top hat on.
I really need a monocle and top hat. I think I should add that to my stuff. Anyway, so if you're driving, pull over, get in the trunk. It's safer that way, and then just sleep it off. When you wake up, you just keep going. We'll be right back with more The Social Life Podcast right after this.
This is the Monkey. My parents run the best social media company around. Go to starksocial.com today.
Welcome back. We came back. I hope you're not too drunk to finish watching, listening, whatever you're doing. I don't know. What are you watching? What are you watching on TV right now, people? We want to know. What are some of my favorite shows? All of them.
Oh, she watches all the shows.
shows.
Oh, she's never in a show hole. I'm always in a show hole. She's never in a show hole because she's watching something else.
I just finished watching the Amazon Prime series Zelda about Zelda Fitzgerald, F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife. It's a really good show. It's what's her name? Now it's gonna bug me. She was Wednesday Addams in the remake.
Way back in the day.
Back in the day when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore. Hold on. I'm going to find it. Zelda. Of course, it doesn't come up. The Legend of Zelda. That wasn't what I was watching. Christina Ricci. Christina Ricci is in it, and she is amazing. Anyway, if you're a Prime user, there's a lot of great shows. There's also, what's the other one I just started watching? I Love You, Dick was also hilarious. Kevin Bacon's in that. I found that because I was searching for Kevin Bacon stuff when we were doing the Footloose. We're dressing up as the main characters from Footloose this evening.
I used to get called Footloose when I was in high school.
It's because you've got that weird wiry hair that's
thanks.
like, it's like when you take off your hat.
In high school, I looked like just almost identical.
Really?
To him, yeah.
So you had like a Kevin Bacon nose?
Yeah.
Did it change? Because it looks better.
Wow. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Whatever.
I'm just teasing you. You guys have similar features. You guys totally have similar features.
When I'm
But
not
he had a
burned.
nose job
I got fried.
to fix his nose.
I'm finally recovering. It's
I
It's a
know.
little better. Oh, I got fried on Monday. We were doing
Drone photography.
for a client, and I thought it would be like short-lived.
Oh, it was supposed to be like 2.5, maybe 3 hours.
So from 10 to 4.
11. Well, we started filming at 11.
Right.
But we were there.
Well, no, we were driving around, remember?
Yeah. We got the tour.
So, 10, yeah, and I did not prepare for that. I was prepared because we have had rain, that we were going to go through, like, terrain, and it was going to be, I had boots and everything. But
These boots were made for walking.
But I didn't prepare for the sun, and when you're my complexion, you have to.
When you are, let's just
We also didn't bring snacks. That was a big fail.
I had apples and carrots.
I had a bar.
I know. Well,
It's Kind Bar, what is it?
it was a Kind Bar.
Yeah. Those are
I don't
good.
know, whichever one the monkey picked.
It was peanut butter. It was great.
Was it? Yeah,
Anyway.
he likes to try all the flavors of the chewy ones, and then he decides which ones he likes. I tried to encourage a variety pack purchase, but it's like, no, let's just get a box of these and see how we feel. Anyway, welcome back to the social life. Sorry.
Little chit chat.
A little detour there down, hey, what's happening lane.
Audio's getting bored.
Audio Guru is bored with our chit chat. We are talking about how to grow your social presence this week. We've already talked about Twitter. We covered using your contact list, so connect it to your Twitter account to encourage people to follow you. And then there's a tool, if you will, called Social Quaint, which you can automate. Wow. Hey there. Welcome back.
You okay? You sure
No, I think I'm having
put a
like
little something in that coffee?
I think Audio Guru respect my coffee.
Cough syrup.
Hey there. Okay. Amateur hour over here lately. So Instagram, we started talking about hashtags, and I was doing a little braggy brag about how I changed the game on our Instagram account. We already had a lot of followers just because we started out with sharing a lot of engaging content, following key players, and then nurturing those accounts. So we already had, I'm going to look at this. We already had like 800, 700 to 800-ish followers. And then I just started playing around with hashtags for like the last month and a half. And I started reading a lot of blogs and stuff about hashtags and how people are using them. And then, that makes me think of like Facebook posts also. So hashtags aren't super relevant on Facebook anymore, which is because they ditched that whole graph search thing. So I'll get into that later. But so hashtags are a really, really great way to get your images delivered in your feed. So in the feed of people who are not necessarily following you. So we have a lot of people. So like Nate just posted a picture, and I'm going to look at the people who liked it.
It was a video.
Whatever. Video picture.
I used one of the tools we're going to talk about next week. In next week's podcast.
We're actually talking about it Next week. Yeah. I was going to mention it today, but I won't. I'll wait for the next one. Anyway, so we have like 5 or 6 likes on this thing already. Maybe more. I'm not even. Nope. That's more than that. On this video that he posted, and the majority of these people actually don't follow us, which is totally fine. But this image, because of the hashtag series that I have started to work with, is really, 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 really awesome. So it's delivering these images into the feed of people who are not necessarily engaged with you, following you. But they're seeing our content and engaging with the content, so we're being aware. People are being made aware of what we're doing. So hashtags, what you want to make sure you're doing is you're not filling in the entire first section. So you've got that picture and then description section. Don't fill that whole thing in with hashtags. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Because if you're then sharing it to Facebook, then you're going to have like 10 or 12 hashtags on your Facebook post that goes to your business page. That's the other thing. You should make sure that your business page and your Facebook, with your Facebook and your Instagram are connected. Always, always, always. So if you look at our examples, if you go to our Instagram account, it's at Stark Social, and you can look at in the first comment of every post that we try and put up, it's got this series of hashtags, and each hashtag is related to a search term that we're interested in ranking for on Instagram. We're interested in having our content delivered to hashtags that are basically, so we have ours, hashtag Stark Social, hashtag mobile web design, hashtag go mobile. So you'll just take a look at all the different hashtags. But what you want to do is create a series of hashtags. I save them in Evernote, so that way they're always accessible, whether I'm sitting at my desktop computer or I'm on my iPad or on my iPhone. And so then that way, those hashtags, basically what it does is it interacts with the search feed that Instagram has instituted since Facebook took over, and it helps your content be much more deliverable. So please, 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 please use hashtags. The other thing is you want to post regularly. The most recent stuff that Facebook published about how often people should be posting on Instagram, it's like 1 to 2 times a day. So that's a lot. I would just go for try 3 times a week. And then work your way up, because it's hard to create content unless you're just sharing pictures. And if you're in real estate, if you're a business, let's say you're a restaurant, maybe you're a local boutique or a store, it's easy to develop content because you're just going to be posting pictures that relate to what you're doing. Then you also want to make sure that you're taking advantage of the localized hashtags. So use local hashtags, like here we would use Santa Clarita, Valencia, Newhall, whatever it is that the specific city is that you're in. But then also you can check in. So make sure that when you're on Instagram that you're checking into whatever your location is. So that also helps to get you delivered on a regular basis, which means that you will increase your followers. People will find you, people will follow you, people will like you. If you're looking for a quick fix, so it seems like everybody wants a quick fix, one of the tools that I found is called Influx. Influx is an automated service. Basically what it is, they've got a 14-day trial. I started testing them out just to see what it looks like. And I don't have a lot of statistics to deliver yet, but it looks like they're not like quick ads. So it's not like buying followers, which is good. It's supposed to be a service that delivers followers, likes to you, because it's a network type of service. So basically it says here's all of the things about Stark Social, and then it says, hey people, here's this new person to follow Stark Social. But what might end up happening is there's could end up having a huge ratio disparity. So what that ends up meaning is that you're you're following 1,000 people.
That's a lot.
And you might have 100 followers.
Yeah, it's the ratio.
So one of the things
kind of makes you look desperate, right? If you have 1,000 to 100, it's please pay attention to me.
But it also speaks to the algorithm,
right?
So the algorithm looks at it and says this person is not active and there's not enough people following it, but they're following a lot of people. So you don't want to be the person who's got 200 followers, but you're following 2,000 people.
It tells them you're not a thought leader.
Right.
you're more of a follower.
Right. Well, it's all math based. So it's math I don't understand. So we'll just not talk about it too much. But you're likely to get a few hundred followers with influx. But again, that ratio disparity, just the same thing with Twitter. If you're following a lot of people, but you don't have a lot of followers, it impacts your ranking.
We'll have a link to influx in the show notes.
Totes.
Go to starksocial.com/29, or you can get the app and it'll be right there.
See, look what you did that.
Boom.
You did good. Good job.
Just letting people know.
Just little high fives here. So, when I took over client social media and we started working with their Instagram, they were following I think it was 4,000 people, and he had
It's a lot.
800 followers. So I found this really cool app that I like a lot, and we'll talk about it again next week. But to fix that disparity, there is a Facebook app Instagram app called Cleaner, and we'll link to it so you can find it. But Cleaner is my new favorite. And I'll talk about it more next week when we talk about Instagram apps that are worth a download. And remember, I mean, honestly, the best way to grow a social presence is through organic use. So don't, if you do sign up for Influx, I'm not going to hate you, but I think that there's just, we have grown our Instagram following and nurtured it, and Cleaner has helped me do that because I unfollow people. And it's okay to unfollow people that you follow, even if they're friends of yours, because I found that a lot of people I follow are just inactive and they're just not doing anything. So they're not helping me. I mean, I have nothing to like from them. I have a friend that I've known for 20 years that she posted 4 pictures. I was like, why are we following her? She has posted 4 pictures in the last 6 years.
What's funny is there's one follower I have, or a guy that I'm following, who has 4 tweets in 7 years, but he's a client. And so it was funny. I went back and retweeted something from 6 years ago where he's like, I'm looking to make deals. So
that's funny.
It became a joke for 2 days. Even a few people in town were like, I wonder how that worked out.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, do some stuff, people. Come on. I mean, with the multiple ways that you can schedule posts to Twitter, I mean, I know it's not brain surgery, folks. I did find a new tool that I like a lot, that's inexpensive, that replaced Buffer in my heart. That was a hard breakup. Anyway, Social Pilot is a cool tool that I use for scheduling, and it's inexpensive. It's super inexpensive. It does Pinterest, it does Twitter, it does Instagram reminders, it does Facebook, it does LinkedIn, it does Google+. It does them all. I like Social Pilot. The only thing that they're lacking is reporting. So if you're just looking to post, I would definitely say give them a look-see. And I think we have an affiliate link that we can put in. So if you guys are interested in signing up, give us some love. Anyway, so moving on to the next one, Facebook.
Finally.
Dun, dun, dun.
Everybody's interested in the Facebook.
So people are really interested in the Facebook. And it's funny because I think this whole thing just ended up getting inspired by a post that I put up, and then somebody messaged me and asked me about it. But so Facebook, the big thing, I'm just going to buy likes and get it done quick.
Bad idea.
The thing is that then you've bought the likes, and then you have let's say 1,000. You bought 1,000 likes for $5 on Fiverr. Boo. So here's what happens is then there's no way that they say 1,000 targeted likes from the USA. It's just not possible to do it. I had found one guy who was doing cool drip ads for Facebook, and I was definitely down to purchase on Fiverr because it was all advertising that he was doing. It was advertising. It wasn't purchasing likes. So that was cool. But you really want to start out with inviting your friends. Invite your friends to like your page. I would just say like your friend, ask your friends to like your page, share it on your personal page and say, hey, I'm looking to do, this is my business page. I'm looking to increase my followers. The 100th follower will get a special prize from me. And then, encourage people to do it that way. I have actually done that for a couple people where it's like, oh, you get a $50 gift card to X restaurant or $25 gift card to Starbucks or whatever, Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. I don't know, people go there maybe. But you definitely can do it. You can engage people and share it. You want to also start with determining your target audience. And that you can actually now set your target audience within your business page. So there's really cool tutorials on how to do that. I'll share one of them in the show notes and make sure that it's there so you guys can take a look at it. But you want to start by making sure you have set your age, location, and income and interests, and then start promoting your page. That's the easiest way to grow it. A $50 page promotion can easily get you 100 to 150 followers if you're targeted accurately within your region with your interests, income, age, location, all the demographics. So just sit down and make sure that you've got everything set up properly. You want to make sure you have a cover photo. You want to make sure you have your logo set up. You want to make sure that you invite your friends. And then don't forget email marketing with all of these things. You can email your list, whether it's friends and family or clients, potential clients, cold leads, hot leads, warm leads, all the leads. If there's somebody who's visited your
All the
business,
temperatures.
if you've got like a brick and mortar business and you've got that email list sign up sheet at the checkout, email it to those people and say like, hey, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please follow us. And for deals, giveaways, and lots of cool stuff. So that's a good way to get started. Facebook is kind of difficult, but my best advice is to just start with a promote your page ad, and that will get you at least 100 to 150 followers. Easy peasy, rice and cheesy.
Boom.
All right. We are running out of time, so that's why I left Facebook for last. Anyway, because it's just not as exciting. But it's possible to build your social media presence. It's very possible to build your Facebook page and make it productive. So don't worry about it. Next time, we are going to start with Instagram apps worth downloading because I have a lot of them and I just did an Instagram webinar. And so I'm feeling very strong about this one.
Yeah, it's like a Swiss Army knife.
It is
all your tools that you use for social media.
I know.
She's like, I got a corkscrew.
I know. It's like, hold on, people.
Always
Where's
a new
my
one.
toothpick? Anyway, so we are the Socialite Podcast. I'm Deanna. That's Nate.
Hey.
Don't forget to check for our apps on your different app stores. You can search Stark Social, or you can go to, what's the URL?
For?
The app.
Oh, if you are a Apple user, it's starksocial.com/Apple. And that will take you to the place you need to get to download. Or you can go to starksocial.com/droid. And boom.
All right. So
Just make it easy.
go finish your beverages. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning. What is it? I'm trying to think. Good morning, good evening, and good night. Who said that?
Okay, lady. I love you. Bye-bye.